Okay, so this is the structured screencast for the freshwater question. So we've got here option A, freshwater, and the map shows the Mekong River and its main dams in 2020. And we got a key there, which is really important. The river, the dams, and the country border. So answer the following questions. Refer to the map. It shows the Mekong River and its main dams in 2020. So the first question, state how many countries on the Mekong have dams. The answer is 3. We've got them in China, Laos, and Cambodia. I don't think there was any issues with that question. 2. State the main direction that should be a flow of the Mekong River along the border of Thailand and Laos. So there's Thailand, there's Laos. A lot of it but south. It's southeast. That's the main direction, southeast. Okay. Mark scheme accepted south, southeast, but certainly not south. Okay. So outline one effect that the dams in the upper course of the Mekong might have on agricultural land in Cambodia. Now for this you need an understanding of dams, and basically they do, in terms of agriculture, you've got two things which they affect. One is that silt can be deposited behind the dam, so it's not making its way downstream. So during a time of flood, this silt is not deposited, or the alluvium is not deposited onto the agricultural land, and therefore could essentially cause a lower fertility of the soil, which could affect agricultural yield. To make sure that's explained clearly. Or the other ones you could have is due to regulation of flow, less water may be available downstream in Cambodia. This can, whilst it can decrease flood risks, which you could have, if you explain the decrease of flood risks and therefore less possible destruction of crops, that could be another point. The third point would be connected with water, would be that there might not be enough water downstream for the farmers to irrigate their crops to increase their yield. To make sure you fully explain yourself, you must use irrigation really to get to 4 marks. And then finally, we've got a 3 by 3, and the first one, explain how river deposition may create a delta. So this is classic physical geography questions. And to answer this question, you must do it as a sort of like a step-by-step processes. So, you need your key terms and you need to think about them in order. So it's something like this. When a river is carrying lots of sediment, i.e. has a high erosive capacity, the sediment will be transported down the river. As it comes into contact with the sea or a lake or the ocean, its velocity is slowed, and therefore deposition or flocculation takes place at the mouth of the river. And then this will occur if the water is shallow and there is an absence of destructive waves which would destroy the sediment. And then you probably add the water will make its way to the sea via small channels known as distributaries. That would be a good answer for that question. Notice the step-by-step way, visualize it in your mind. Okay, part 2, explain how river erosion may create a waterfall. I thought it was a really easy question, but I very rarely gave 4 marks for it. So what we want there is, so we need a waterfall will occur where there is a band of hard rock and soft rock to underline it. As the river flows over the hard rock, if it comes to a drop, as the water then falls, it will erode the softer rock underneath. You could give examples like hard rock could be granite, soft rock could be clay. The clay would be eroded by processes such as hydraulic action and corrosion or abrasion. This would cause an undercut and an overhang, and eventually, due to gravity, the overhang will collapse into the base of the waterfall, which is known as a plunge pool, something like that. What a lot of students missed out is the band of hard rock and soft rock underline it. Okay, there are other possibilities that you can include in there, but you can look at the mark scheme for that. But basically, that would get you the 3 marks. Okie dokie.